I'm dubstep.
RetroMashers. Retro Gaming Podcast.
Hello! Welcome to RetroMashers Podcast number 4. And this episode we're going to be talking about pay-to-play, multi-player,
multi-million-dollar organizations, MMOs.
massively multiplayer online role-playing games.
MMOs. So, this week, me again, Tom, Diet Toxin.
Hi, I'm Wayne Gillon. My name's Matt.
TurboCat.
Hi, I'm Old Man Chan.
Alright, now, what have we been playing this week?
Ragnarok Online.
Magic the Gathering. It's not a video game, but that's literally all I've been doing.
What have you been doing?
Maple Story. No. What have I been playing? I've been fucking around on Grand Theft Auto 4.
Minecraft.
I haven't played Minecraft this week.
Well, I have. That's what I've been playing.
Way too long.
Way too long. Building Westerosi houses. That went really fast, but let's get into our main topic of MMOs, because that's going to take a while.
Let's start with Warhammer Online.
That's a lot to
How
talk
long
about.
did we play that?
We all played it together for a while.
A good while, yeah.
I think we all started playing it right after the free to play to level 10.
I had a level like 20, the opposite of a Choppa.
Slayer.
Yeah, I had a dwarf Slayer.
Yeah.
He was beast.
I played, what was it, Matt? You know what I played.
Sean played a Rune Priest.
Rune Priest was awesome, dude.
Sean, he played a Rune. He played a fucking Rune Priest.
Oh man, that game was actually pretty cool. I actually also stopped playing Order and played Chaos.
Tom, I thought you played a Warrior Priest, whatever they were called.
Yeah.
Am I the only person that still remembers this game? Like,
yeah.
I actually like it still.
I am the Warrior Priest. Isn't that the Rune Priest?
No,
No.
the Warrior Priest is with the, he had the holy power and stuff. The Rune Priest was this dwarf that had, would cast instant heals and...
What was it? Now
You
I'm
played
interested.
You played Warrior Priest. He had, paladin armor and, had the robes. He had the giant, 2
Forgive us, it's been a while since we played this game.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Warrior Priest. I totally forgot.
So we played those games. We played Warhammer for how long would you say? Like
At least a good...
a good part of a year. That was the first MMO I played where I experienced public quests.
And open world
It
PvP
was
was so
yeah.
good.
If you
Oh
guys
my
remember,
God.
it was right around the time where they accidentally charged all the people who were in the free-to-play
Yeah.
option multiple times, and all those people who got charged multiple times got, the black and white dye, eagle mounts for free, the manticore mounts, I think, for the chaos side.
Yeah.
I was one of those people that got charged. I looked on my my debit card at the time, and the statement said it charged me 7 times for the subscription.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
have killed somebody.
they charged. They gave me all my money back. Gave me "we're sorry" gifts.
Basically.
We're sorry that we took a lot of your money. We're sorry we bad.
What made you guys stop playing Warhammer?
Everybody else stopped playing, to be honest. Carol and I have gone back, on
Yeah,
probably,
we keep
3 or
going
4
back.
occasions. We go back every now and then.
Yeah.
I've also checked out that they were bought out by, I believe it was BioWare. Instead of Mythic now, it's Mythic Entertainment, it's now BioWare. So I guess they own all of Mythic, or they just own Warhammer, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty strange move. And I'm thinking, in past history, how they swamped themselves with freaking SWTOR. The Old Republic.
Yeah,
how
that
they kind of
was-
just went belly up on that. I'm worried it's they're going to put belly up on a project that's already dying.
Yeah.
Now, I hope Warhammer fans don't take it to heart. I mean, I love the game a lot, and it was probably one of my favorite MMOs. It actually takes it up there close to WoW, which to that level, and then up to the level of Guild Wars even. But, I mean, it's the idea of people stopped playing, and it got empty quick,
Yeah.
and then they ended up, merging a lot of service, and then I think there's, a total of, 2 or 4.
Well, there was when it went 1 to 10 free to play, it got a massive surge of people playing it. I think that for pay to play MMOs is the best thing to have a free to play option up to a certain level.
Yeah.
To get people to actually try it for free because
Yeah, because when we did that, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And did, eventually become a pay-to-play person. So.
Not a lot of people want to go out and spend $60 on the box and then maybe try it for a month if they see if they like it. We definitely played Warhammer for a while. We really enjoyed it. But we just like moved on to different things. I think I actually moved on to Rift, which is our next thing.
I played Rift for a while.
Wait, Rift was
yeah.
so...
Rift was
Rift
like
is still good.
Rift is better than WoW,
Rift made
but
you
worse
feel-
than WoW.
Yeah, it made you feel OP regardless of what class you played. Cleric, though, you were hands down OP forever.
I played a cleric and I wrecked, dude.
I played
Oh my
Elementalist with
goodness.
Carol, and I basically went like Necro / like Chloromancer / whatever. I forgot what my third soul was.
I got my
But I was healing,
yeah.
out healing other people that were clerics.
Bards.
I got my
I was
cleric.
actually queued for healer. Bards easy. Bards were
Bards?
fun.
I wasn't a
Bards.
melee cleric. I was like a caster cleric.
Dude,
Yeah.
bards were the best.
Bards the
But
best.
no,
Bard.
like I got my cleric to like level 30 in
Yeah,
like,
we both played together, remember?
Yeah, like I got my
I
cleric
played
to
with you guys
level
too.
30 in like
We were on
2
Skype with
weeks.
Amanda and Karen in Sweden.
And then like I just kind of quit the game because I think WoW had something better going on at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like finished with
Speaking
it.
of WoW, we got that way down the list because that's going to be
I
where
forgot
all of
about
us come in and want to chime in about everything.
Yeah.
But the reason we're talking about these MMOs is we want to share our experiences with different pay-to-play MMOs this week, and then next week we're going to go into free-to-play ones. This week we want to see which free-to-play or which pay-to-play MMO is worth paying for, in our own opinion.
I mean, pay for it. Rift. I think it was pretty cool. I mean, it's if you like World of Warcraft, and it's like as if you like World of Warcraft and you miss that grind sense, you know, because WoW is just so easy now. But that's for later.
Well,
But like I think Rift has its own little fun perks to it, you know. I mean, if you're used to playing World of Warcraft and you go to Rift, literally like the basic default key bindings are literally the same. Like the text colors are the same.
I think that's where, if you guys remember, right when Rift came out, everybody was calling it the WoW clone.
Or
And
the WoW Killer. Which
WoW
is
Killer,
allegedly
WoW
all
Clone.
MMOs that come out when WoW was like, oh, play WoW,
Yeah.
it's the WoW Killer. Nothing has done it yet.
Yeah,
Nothing's killed WoW. Pandas couldn't even kill WoW.
WoW's under like 9 million subscribers. It's gonna die. Like that's what everybody's saying right now.
Yeah, what other games have 9 million subscribers?
So that's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point.
Rift definitely came out with expansion recently, Storm Legion. It introduced player housing, something that WoW won't touch.
Yeah, because WoW can't touch.
Well, they can. They're just too afraid to do it.
There's been a couple free-to-play MMOs, and I won't get into those, but they've had player housing. I always thought player housing was great.
I know which one you're talking about, too. Runes of Magic.
Yeah, Runes of Magic.
What about that Star Wars game?
Star Wars. Oh, Galaxies.
Well, it's kind of
Literally gone forever.
it's literally we can't.
It's a graveyard.
Yeah, it is. We really can't. We can't touch that much on Galaxies. I mean, like we can't be like, hey, go check it out. It's pay to play 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I'll just touch on it. There's a lot of stories that Matt and I could tell, but we're not really going to get into it. But the point being is that it shut down. There is a way to do it now to play it.
Yeah,
but
there's
it's the emulator thing for it with this
Swagimu.
where they basically replicated the game. Of course, it's legal. The only thing they ask of you is to actually have a copy of the discs.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't guarantee you quality service because again, they're not.
that's
SOE.
how I got it.
But the thing is I mean, the game, it was fun, it was cool, but oh well.
It-
That's what's
it-
sad to
it
see.
would
Is
definitely
MMOs
be
will shut
something-
down. It's sad to think that like you play a game and then it's eventually you're like, man, it might shut down one day, and then it'll be like, oh damn, all those memories,
Yeah, like
all them
like,
feels.
I
Well,
always-
you guys can definitely talk about it because this is your experience with like
Well, like
pay-to-play MMOs.
I always
mean, you
thought
guys-
because like Galaxies is like the one MMO that like that was like the first MMO I started playing,
Yeah.
and I kind of just like weaned away from it and I kind of took for granted that it was there, and then like I found out like a month before it was going to shut down that Galaxies is going away. And like I called up like SOE and I reactivated my account and like played for like a couple days, but then I was just like, it doesn't. I'm too used to like pre-combat upgrade. I can't play like this. Like it was horrible.
That and we were playing WoW at the same time, so it was just like.
Yeah, but I mean, Galaxies was great. I was sad to see it go because I had so many good memories from it growing up. Kids today are all about like WoW. They don't know about Galaxies.
The heavy hitters for pay to play right now are definitely WoW. I would say Guild Wars 2 because you have to technically buy the box and then play it.
We'll touch on Guild Wars here in a minute.
Yeah, and a lot of them have gone
Eve.
free to play.
Yeah, Eve. Let's talk
Right.
about Eve.
Eve is pretty cool. It's jokingly, some people compare it to an Excel spreadsheet with really pretty graphics.
Yeah.
Because it's different It's not like, oh man, I love this action. I mean, there's plenty of action, but it's like, you can be a complete illiterate and manage your way around the game, sort of, but you won't be doing a lot of the things that other players are doing, and you won't be able to experience it. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of paying attention. It's a lot of, it's almost like it's kind of just basically a strategy game where it's all just thought. And you need to think ahead of time, you need to have a plan. It's kind of fun, because you have to think. It's almost like a crazy, weird version of chess, but in space. No, I mean, it's a fun game. The graphics are they're really nice. They run on, like, fairly low-end machines, too. Like,
Yeah.
the game will run on fairly low-end machines.
Yeah.
You
So,
see
like,
ads
it's kind
for it
of-
everywhere.
Yeah, I know, like, it's
It's
not...
kind of like a unheard of, or not unheard of. Like people know it exists, but nobody
It's
says
underrated.
they play it.
It's underrated, or people are embarrassed to say it. Like, I don't know why, because I actually tell people all the time I played Eve. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually checked my friends list. I think Jake was playing Eve. And I checked, he's played for like 20 hours, and like I don't remember when he purchased it. I don't remember ever remembering him having it, but I checked, he plays it for 20 hours. I'm thinking, geez, dude, 20 hours accumulated over time. In Eve, that's not a lot, but for him just picking up out of nowhere, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Just to put into something like that. Like, you know, I'm like, all right, that's interesting. It's a fun game. You got a lot of things to do.
Definitely a learning cliff with spikes.
Oh,
at the
dude,
bottom.
yeah.
There's spikes at the bottom of this cliff. Like,
No, yeah. First time I played it, Carol and I played it together.
I mean, if I can play it, most people should be able to handle
Oh,
it after a little bit.
aren't you just down on yourself today?
but no,
saying.
there's people who play the market of that game and play without paying anything because they just have the in-game money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Internet money.
Internet money, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. The features in it are neat. There's a weird economy, like for instance, like your auction houses in WoW and like
Yeah.
other MMOs, of course, that have like some kind of market transaction where you do players sell to other players. This one, it's a little different because you can buy from another player,
Yeah.
and it's similar to Galaxies. And again, for people who don't know,
Yeah.
it's similar to where when you buy something at one place, if you aren't at the right Bazaar terminal, you had to go to the other one. Well, it's like that in Eve. You can buy stuff from one area. You could buy a ship from one docking station or like I forget what they were called. It's been a while since I played, but you could buy a ship. But if it's not there, you have to go fly to that one and get it. In that time of you flying, you could get killed.
Yeah.
And then you won't. You have to get your little escape pods you get. And I remember I was actually looking into becoming a space pirate. That'd be fun to troll people,
Yeah.
but it was also be fun to actually RP on the side. It'd actually be really cool to play.
Yeah.
So Carol and I got into it, and I was trying to do. I was reading online that they had a suicide tactic. You basically shoot them up, and then when you get close, you just go in and actually self-destruct your own ship. And then you just, their ship gets destroyed, and then they kind of say, okay, what happens? Like, you waste your own ship to screw them over.
Yeah.
This is like total troll.
I
But-
loved mining.
Yeah, Carol loved mining. That was her thing.
Technically, would Diablo 3 be looped in this? I know we talked like at least for 40 minutes last podcast in the sequels about just Diablo 3 and how it didn't live up to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it as an MMO because it's just waiting in a lobby. But then again, WoW is basically that too.
Technically.
Technically.
But we're talking about MMOs in general, not like MMORPGs.
I'm saying it doesn't really fall in the MMO RPG. I don't feel. I mean, like, yeah, it's online and a lot of people play it, but it's not the same. Where like you have a subscription fee, everyone's on a localized server, everyone plays together. You see players together. You can trade with other players right there on the spot without having to join their game or hope you can pick somebody right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
But it also could be played as a single player game
if you just ignore everyone else.
yeah.
What about Guild Wars 1 and 2? I know
Guild Wars.
Cody can touch on this
Yo,
heavily.
I love Guild Wars. Okay, so
Yo.
dude, Guild Wars. No, the first one for me was my game. You know, when you guys were like off playing like Vanilla WoW and Galaxies.
I love cat girls.
I was. Well,
Go ahead.
NCSoft is a Korean company, so but
You like ladies with ears and they go meow.
Duh.
They got tails. That's furs. Fur bag.
are you sore-assed? I'm trying to talk about Guild Wars.
Talk about your guild and its war.
So, basically, PvP in WoW really sucks compared to Guild Wars. I'm just being completely honest.
Good
I
point.
think
It really sucks compared to Guild Wars.
It
I don't
does.
think anything can
High five.
Like,
live up
It's-
to the Warhammer one. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
but basically, you have two classes when you play the game. Oh yeah, there's a PvE and a specifically PvP aspect to the game. You can go through the game without ever like touching the main story and just create a PvP character. But that's kind of lame because it's a really good story. you've got 6 skills, and you...
Literally 6. Like, your action
6.
bar, literally, you can have only 6 abilities, period.
Well, I mean, you can choose other things.
Oh, I know.
You can change your build.
But I'm letting the listeners know that,
yeah.
like, literally, you only have 6 skills that you can use
In a
when you're
combat
playing.
zone, yeah.
Like, when you're playing, period. Not, like, for the entire game. Of course not, no, because that would be stupid, but... You choose 6 skills and you make them synergize right. If you don't, you lose.
Yeah.
And PvP, it's all about having the right six skills set up in that build. Otherwise, you're going to get murked.
Yeah, so I mean, you obviously you have a tank who's aggroing pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
And it's usually going to be like a dervish, and then you have a flag runner, which is usually either a dervish or an assassin. And then you have a Prat monk, which is protection, and then you have a healer, and blah 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 blah. You have a nuker, so you have to have an elementalist. It's very like cut and dry, cookie cutter sort of thing. Except you have to be good at playing those builds, or you suck.
Yeah.
It's more so about like timing. It's not like there's no shot rotation,
Like my necro build. That felt pretty good. It's fun.
There's no shot rotation like with hunters and like Wrath.
Yeah.
It was just like. That was it. Just
you
run your finger across.
Face roll the keyboard and you're good.
So I mean, I don't know. It's a much more technical game. I wish that it was a little bit more open world than it is, because it is still around. Because here's basically how it works. Towns were the open world part. They were the social hubs, and then you go into a zone, and then you're in an instance.
I never seen the dungeons in that game. I personally never got to see them. It made me so disappointed.
Well,
I was disappointed in the game. Disappointed myself.
You can use my account because I saw Via the North, and you can see like the destroyers and all that stuff. So, anyways,
But no, I never got to see the dungeons, which wasn't a disappointment to me as a disappointment to the game. Like, oh, this game sucks. It's more like, wow, I guess there's a lot to figure out. I actually got from 1 to 20 and maxed out and just went PvP and had fun on my Necromancer Mesmer. Didn't realize that Cody's explained to me that there's half the game that I missed.
Yeah.
Literally half the game. And I have all the expansions. I missed like literally almost all of it because you can skip a lot of it. And you can also do it accidentally or intentionally. It's just kind of... You got to actually go through everything and take the time and actually play the game and immerse yourself in it. And it's not something that's like hard to do. It's just coming from WoW where in WoW I have the ability to just say, oh, accept the quest and not even pay attention to it. Where's the quest tracker?
Yeah. How many of you actually read the quests?
I do every now and then, but not all the time at all. I'll be honest. I actually never read most of them. It's just some of them like, what the hell is that name?
Most people just turn on quick quest text and never read a single one.
My mom actually reads all the quests and stuff. She levels very slowly, but she also soaks everything in as she does it.
What I do is I usually burn through it on my main character, and when I play through it, I'll sit there and actually read a lot of the main quest text and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like zones, she'll go through a zone until she's done every single quest that she can find in it.
Yeah,
even if
she's more like me.
Even if she's gotten 3 levels above the zone level thing, and she'll just keep doing it. But that's some people super casual. Other people are like really hard into just go fast, level hard.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go hard.
Sonic leveling.
Guild Wars 2.
What a beautiful game.
It is excellent, I have to say. I am an owner.
There was a swarm of people who like joined and started playing Guild Wars 2, but the minute Pandaria came out, it kind of dipped a little bit, but there's still a steady player base. But it's also a game that you only have to pay for once, and you can always pick it up. I mean, I haven't played in a couple months, and last night I updated and picked it up and started playing it again.
Yeah, I've got it right here. I can actually open it up, but I choose not to because we're recording.
Yeah,
I choose not to Guild Wars because I podcast.
It's really
Because I
great because,
podcast.
Especially for people like me who have actually played through the first Guild Wars and seeing, the humans in Ascalon, where they came from, the Ascalonians, the Char were invading, and they were killing everyone. And you have Eye of the North. You remember Gwen?
Yeah.
The Vanguard Mesmer?
Yeah.
Okay. She's actually a young girl in the Prophecies, the initial game.
Wait, is she that little girl that's like when you walk
outside of Ascalon
and you give her
City?
the cape?
Yep.
Oh,
That's
what?
Gwen. You didn't notice
Mind
that?
blown.
Yeah. She grows up because her family gets killed and she becomes like a Vanguard Mesmer.
Wow.
Yeah. And so basically you really get to see everything that happens, and this is way in the future. The Azura
and you
have
get
moved
connected.
out of they've moved out of Radasum, the Char have actually taken over northern Ascalon, and the humans have set up a new hole.
And the Black Citadel is probably the coolest thing in the world.
And apparently, there's a new race called Sylvari that was there all along. We just never knew about it. Wow, dude! So
yeah.
No, I mean, it's really cool because all the same zones are really still there. It's just that there's new ones as well. So, some have different names. But...
Yeah.
But no, I enjoy the shit out of Guild Wars too. Like, I just love the fact that, like, I can be in, like, a zone somewhere, and then all of a sudden, here comes, like, this crazy event, and there's all these bandits everywhere.
It's like a mini
people.
story that you get
And
automatically
Like
immersed in.
60 people
And then,
out of
like,
nowhere
yeah,
come and help
and then,
you.
like, a bunch of players who are on the other side of the zone just show up, and they're like, oh, we gotta do this, and it's cool.
It's like shows like teamwork and community. It's cool to see that. It's like in WoW community. It's like, oh man, there's an elite who wants to kill it. Sorry, level 90 flies in, solos. See ya. You get loot. Just kidding. Leaves.
Yeah.
There's no community in WoW anymore.
No, and the fact
Nothing.
that, like, if you're higher level, you go to a lower level area to help, you're not going to just one-shot everything, because you're going to be...
Yeah, your
Lower
level
level.
goes down.
Yeah, like, well, it was like at least to an extent. I mean, you can go like I could go from my character to another one practically one shot at least with assassin.
Yeah.
And necro dagger necro at least, but
But you're not going to hit as hard.
well, not as hard. No, obviously, but the cool thing is it scales down, but it doesn't scale you up. It scales you down so you can help friends. So that just shows that they were thinking about community ahead of time.
Yeah.
They were thinking about having a tight knit amount of people like stick together and actually play with each other, and not like
It's also
Screw
like
you,
mentioned,
noob,
if
noob lord.
if nobody does the events, certain events like centaurs or something will take over towns, and
yeah.
you have to take it back in order to get.
Otherwise,
the
you don't have that
stuff.
town. Yeah. Or vendor.
Yeah,
or anything else you need.
that's definitely a cool part of the game.
Like that's something on Rift we didn't mention. Like the Rift system in Rift was kind of like that, where the Rift would start like invading towns and stuff like that, but not on the scale of where on Guild Wars 2 they'll take it over and it'll stay there.
Yeah.
On Rift, the Rift will just disappear 15 minutes later, and everything's sunshine.
It's got like a reset, like cooldown timer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everything's just flowers after that.
But now that we've talked about all these other MMOs that we've played, let's talk about the one we've all played for at least 8 years.
Oh boy.
The World of Warcraft. I picked up the World of Warcraft in 1864. It was a good year.
Good year, good year.
Yeah.
You joke, but it's eventually going to get like that.
You want to
Okay.
do it in expansions, or do you just
Banana
want to do it
shoulders.
in like larger
Banana
chunks?
shoulders.
How about we do this? How about we do it like they have it on sale on the website? Which is, I'm alright with that. Basically, the battle chest contains Vanilla, Burning Crusade, Wrath, and then we'll talk about Kata and then Mist. That way we can break it into 3 sections.
But yeah, I mean, like, World of Warcraft came out when I was in, like, 8th grade going into 9th grade, and all my friends were playing Alliance, and I played, like, a dwarf.
That's when it came out for you?
Yeah, it was like 8th or 9th grade is when it came out.
You're not that much. No, you're not. We're the same age. It came out in middle school.
When did it come out?
Middle school, I got it
Yeah.
in 8th grade. 8th grade. 8th grade's middle school.
Oh, I thought he said 9th grade.
He said it's 8th, 9th grade.
Whoa!
It came out definitely 8th grade year, because I remember I was 8th grade when I got kicked out of...
It was November
Not telling the
2004.
reasons, but when I got kicked out of school and got placed in the other one with Blaine and Rob, and when I met Rob is when I started bringing out the Vanilla Mall game manual to him, and I got
Yeah,
the
because it
Christmas
came
of-
out-
the Christmas of 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Christmas is 7th grade?
yeah.
Because I was playing Guild Wars, and I remember factions had already come out.
Christmas
by
of
that
8th
time.
grade. 7th grade, you were at Pinellas Park.
Not for Christmas, no. Not at the end.
Then that means...
Or, I mean, not summer, yeah, so summer of 7th grade, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, the game didn't come out until November 2004. That would have been 8th grade.
Well, I got it, 8th grade, then the Christmas of 8th grade, yeah. But, Vanilla Wall was pretty dope. It obviously started everything. Everybody loved it. It was like the big deal. 60 was the level cap.
Yeah, I remember running to school the next day and like, dude, Sean, I got this dagger in Molten Core.
Dude.
I'm the best at rogues.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, one of the best things that I remember from WoW is 40 Alliance showing up at South Shore and 40 Alliance showing up at Terran Mill.
Yeah.
And just world PvP and, like...
Or like
it would-
fighting in Scarlet Monastery.
It would get to the point where, like,
Like outside the portals.
the Horde would push the Alliance out of South Shore, and then we would kill all the NPCs, and we would have South Shore. And as the NPCs would respawn, we'd take them out.
Yeah.
So that we controlled South Shore.
So, you know, with WoW, I mean, Vanilla WoW, 60 was a level cap. People would freaking do world PvP.
That was when it was an actual grind game.
Yeah, they would actually do world PvP outside of Sorrow Hill, Eastern Plaguelands, or
Yeah.
it was either Eastern or Western. That was like the place you didn't want to go at 60, because if you were flagged on a PvP server, you'd get your ass whooped.
Yeah, or
If you weren't
Silithus.
ready for it and were expecting it. Or Silithus, yeah, most definitely. So, Vanilla was great. Burning Crusade.
Okay.
That's when I started.
Through the Dark Portal. And we find out...
70s level cap.
Yeah. We found out Illidan is fucking shit up.
He's
found
messing
out,
everything up.
There's crazy stuff going down underwater in
Well, this is the point where WoW added the whole one big bad controlling the entire expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very
Yeah, because Vanilla WoW, there was nothing like there was no real bad guy on the box.
No, it went from like
Yeah, I mean-
Ragnaros to
Yeah,
Nefarian.
Zul'jin,
to
Ragnaros,
Kel'Thuzad.
Nefarian, Kel'Thuzad,
Original Max.
Cthulhu,
Cthulhu, yeah.
Burning Crusade was one of the
What
first
about
expansions.
Anchorage people?
Cthulhu.
Oh, that's right.
Cthulhu
For
is,
I'm like, no, Twins is the last boss.
No,
Twin
no.
Imps is Twin Imps is the last boss. You freaking loser.
No, who was the last boss in AQ20?
AQ20 was
Assyrian, wasn't it?
yeah, the bird.
Syrian.
Osirian.
Yeah.
It was the big blue bird guy.
Yeah, the brig. He's like a sphinx bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude.
So like there really was no main.
No, Burning Crusade was definitely
and Zul'jin.
interesting because they
Zul'grub.
Yeah, I said Hakar.
Oh, that's right.
they switched the whole class only things to Horde got paladins,
Alliance got shamans.
That
yeah.
was
Coming from a shaman player, he's already mad.
They could have just left it that way, and they could have found ways to balance the two out, so that both sides could still have their own
like
little
remove Bubble
uniqueness.
Hearth, remove Lay on Hands, and then remove
Paladin
Wind
class
Fury,
altogether.
remove Wind Fury procs, and remove Purge. And now they're both even. They'll just both stand there and stare at each other until they die.
Yeah.
But I like.
I see what you're saying, but still, I mean, like to balance it out, it's kind of like it was
I
almost
mean,
impossible.
this is something that happened like 6.5 years ago.
That's all you can
I'm
say.
still butthurt about it.
Like, change it now.
I'm still like I'll see a Draenei shaman or like a dwarf shaman, and I'm just like, why do you exist? Like, like that's how like original like WoW I am like that's. Ugh. But no, and like I said, like we started meeting people in Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
Where like I would be talking about Molten Core,
and they'd have no
and
idea
they'd
what
be
you're
like,
talking about.
"What are you talking about, dude? I started playing this game with Arthas on the box." Like, and I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like it made me feel old at that point.
Not even old. It just made me feel like
It's weird thinking
I wasted way too much of my life on a video game.
Yeah.
It's weird thinking there's actually new players still, like
Yeah.
that they.
New players and like just getting it now.
And
they
with,
still
and
have
with
some.
Kata, they don't know what Azeroth used to be pre-Kata.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There are players who don't know what old Orgrimmar looks like.
Yeah.
Where each one of us can probably be like,
That's really
"Oh,
weird.
Orgrimmar, you go
It
in
is.
to the left and
No.
down that way."
And it's like, yeah,
Because
well,
I
now
remember
they're
when
like,
I
wait,
stopped
what?
playing for a long time, and Kata had been out for a while, and you actually had like the guide for it.
Yeah.
And like you actually sat me down and like showed me everything, and like my mind was blown. I'm like, dude, no more freaking goblin pod racing.
Yeah,
Like-
out in like fucking
dude.
out in
The Shimmering Flats.
Shimmering Flats and Thousand Needles.
That's all underwater, and the giant steam barge.
Yeah.
I want to make that into the steam barge my home.
It's so sad for me though, because when that area flooded, like that was one of me and my mom's like questing areas where we would actually like quest together instead of just be like, I'm over here and you're over there. And we spent a whole lot of time there, and then it's like, oh, okay, it's actually full of water now. See you later.
What blew my mind was that the bank was no longer in the center of Orgrimmar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
was
kind
like,
of
what?
it made bugger.
It still kind of throws me off.
I want to go in that building right there. I'm like, damn, where's Guildbank? I'm like,
And you see
damn, turn
Garrosh,
left.
and he's like, "You will serve the Horde!" And I'm like, "Bitch, where's the bank? I'm looking for money." Like, another
Wrath
thing
King
too is
did all
losing Baby
rich.
Boy Thrall as War Chief.
Are we still on Wrath or Kata now?
No, we're Kata. This is Kata. Like,
Yeah, Kata was weird. I mean, I'm glad it was over. Because I'll tell you one thing: when I realized Kata was over and Mist was announced,
Kata was kind of like WoW 2.0.
yeah, well, but when Mist was announced, I was like, holy crap, something new than Kata. Because honestly, I don't know why, but when I played when Cataclysm was out, and I actually played during that time a lot. I felt like that expansion lasted way longer than any other expansion ever did. Ever. I felt like it was like 9 years. I was so bored of it. I got so tired of it quick.
Kata came out in like November, December 2010, I want to say, right?
December 2010,
Yeah, December 2010. And then when did Mists come out?
September 25th.
So yeah, it almost went like a full 2 years. I mean, when you look at like Wrath came out November of 2008, right?
What we're trying to figure out.
And
Time?
no, I'm just saying like how long each expansion usually lasts is like a little less than 2 years.
Yeah.
It never
I'm
goes
just,
like
all it was, I know it was the same amount of time.
Vanilla was just over 2
Yeah, but
years.
if you look at Wrath,
What I'm saying,
right?
what I was saying real quick is Kata. Like it was because of the content was so fucking boring.
It was.
that people quit.
That
They
people
dropped
quit. They dropped because like
very
and
far.
then since I didn't drop, I felt like it dragged on for years. I felt like
It
the
did.
expansion was out for like 3 or 4 years.
that's
It was
why-
so annoying.
And like PvP just got not as fun. I'm just being honest. Like I'm not
They-
a huge,
no,
I'm
yeah,
not a
they
huge
ruined-
Wrath
they
fan,
ruined
but
PvP.
Battlegrounds like were terrible.
You know what ruined PvP?
Huh.
Resilience.
yeah, it did.
Oh.
The creation of resilience ruined it.
Yeah.
Period.
Like, I remember, like, I hate to drag back to vanilla, but like going into your raiding gear.
And you
like,
could still
wrecking.
swamp people.
Yeah, like, I mean, and then they were like, no, you gotta have resilience, you noob, or else you just get hit like a fucking chicken leg. Like, like it's stupid.
It is pretty dumb. I don't know why they did it. And then on the stat change, it's like, hey, we're going to give you a stat, and then we're going to let you play with it, and then make it to where you actually think really hard and you waste a lot of your life focusing on getting this one stat built up. Then
Yeah.
we're going to remove it.
I remember that BlizzCon before Kata came out, and they were announcing all these different fucking stat changes. Like who was it was up there? It wasn't Ghostcrawler. It was somebody was up there, and like they had like a big like presentation going in front of like 30,000 people at BlizzCon, and like he starts listing all these stats, and everyone's like cheering for each stat because like their class uses it or some shit. And he's like, "You see these? They're gone," and everybody was just like, "What?" Like they freaked out.
Defense cap, that's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, like he was like hunters, your mana bar gone, and everybody, all the hunters were like, "How do we aim? Like, what do we do?"
Warlocks.
What happens to my arcane shot?
Warlock's gone.
Yeah, Warlock's
I wish.
They actually joked about that though. They was like, "Warlock's gone." Just kidding.
It's
But no, definitely a big part of World of Warcraft is every expansion it kind of evolves. When you got to Burning Crusade, they released 2.0. You get the new talent specs. 3.0 for Wrath, you got those new talents. 4.0.
you also got
those
mastery.
you get those new talents. But it seems like every expansion comes out, the class that you're playing changes to something brand new.
Yeah.
You have to relearn your class.
I'll tell you one thing
Oh,
too
yeah.
is I don't know if I feel like it's a direct thing. I don't know if anyone else has picked up on it, but I feel like it's just a basic design thing they do. Is that when an expansion comes out, that they actually try to think about the premise of that expansion, and they make certain specs and certain abilities more viable because it's related to that expansion. For instance, Kata, Fire Mage in the PvP, you were boss. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean-
Elemental, boss as hell in Kata PvP. Makes sense because of the theme of Cataclysm. You see what I'm saying? Like, and they base these abilities, like Earthquake was given to them in Cataclysm. It was the point.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like they theme
Was
it
it
around
in
it.
Kata or was it in Wrath?
It might have been in Wrath, but I think didn't they make it like awesome in Kata? And I know they changed it again in Mist. I don't remember. I was just using an example. I mean,
feel like I had Earthquake in Wrath. I mean, I don't mean to like
No,
get off the trail here.
Earthquake came in Kata.
Wrath.
oh, it did. I thought it was Kata.
It was Kata because the new talents just came in at the end of Wrath.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
So it came in Wrath, but it was for Kata.
Yeah,
Cataclysm.
it was
Okay.
the Cataclysm talents.
Yeah. See. Okay. Well, yeah. With Cataclysm, but you see what I'm saying? Like it was based
Yeah.
around that. Like they're themed around the
Yeah.
expansions, and I'm not saying
But-
that's true, but it just seems like that.
No, but definitely I know what you're talking about because it seemed like all of the paladin armor, since Taurens were just introduced as paladins, which I don't get. Some
okay, yeah,
walkers.
just
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, it seemed like all the armor for paladins were geared towards Tauren. They look a lot cooler on Tauren instead of Blood Elves.
Yeah. Here's the thing too. Check this out. With what was it? I think Wrath of Lich King, Frost Mages. Wow.
Yeah.
what a concept.
No, really, Blaine. Wow. Like, let me two-shot a freaking player in PvP.
Ice-Lance
you're
dead.
dead. Like, that's basically
Fucking
it. Pop all my
OP.
trinkets, all my cooldowns. Ice-Lance, you're dead. Like, okay, that's Kata.
Yeah.
Or, I mean,
And
not
then
Kata.
they
Wrath of
nerf-
Lich King.
They nerfed it so hard they had to buff the damage because it was almost close to useless.
Yeah, like almost to where they would have just removed the spell in general. But I mean, that's what it's not a bad thing. I just see them they theme it around their expansions, which are cool.
Right.
Like you were saying, how it evolves, which I'm relating to that. That makes sense to see that the game does have to change and it's progressive. But sometimes I actually like to see expansions come out because I'm like, damn, what would I get instead?
Yeah.
Or like when I was looking at the Warlock talents they were doing for Mist, when you got the Grimoires at the end, at the level 90 talent, I'm like, dude, that's like cool as hell. They change what your demon looks like and what they do. I'm like, dude, that's neat. Like the different stuff, like for like the 500% or 5,000% extra percent like AOE range. I'm like, dude, that's dope. You know, like that's pretty cool. I wanted to see it change and evolve and do something that we've never seen before. Throw something to the table that we've never seen. Like, okay, I've never seen someone do AOE, like a Warlock do AOE that covers a whole map.
I
Yeah.
kind of
Let's
feel
see that.
like
Exactly.
I kind of feel like they announce expansions too early, though. If you know what I'm saying, like
You gotta get people hyped.
between Wrath and Kata, there was literally a year inside of Ice Crown. A year of
Yeah, but we knew Wrath was coming, or we knew Kato was coming.
Well, that's the thing is like that's why he's saying he's
a
like,
year of Wrath of Lich King was just Ice Crown at the end.
Yeah.
Nothing, just dead. Just
I was just glad I had Kingslayer because like I could look at people that were still on like Star 3 Drake and be like, "You still Dragon Slaying, bro? You mad?" Like,
you mad?
but the same thing happened with Cataclysm. It was Cataclysm, and then waited so long for Mist to just the same content over and over and over. People fell off.
Yeah.
And then now, Mists of Pandaria, I still think it's pretty fun.
I still think it's fun.
well,
too.
this is how I treated Mists because I played a shaman for like ever, and
Then you
I
were
was,
tired of
like-
healing.
I was tired of healing. I was tired of being shitty. Like if I were to want to go do melee, oh, we're gonna take a rogue. Like,
Yeah.
I was tired of that, and just enhancement in PvP, you had to be like top of the line, and I'm just not that hardcore of PvPer. I would just rather do BGs than arenas.
Yeah.
But like Elemental, that's cool. Like I was kind of done with Shaman.
Yeah.
So then I picked up Monk, and I
And you
picked up
beasted it.
2 weeks after Miss Pandaria came out. I got a brand new account. Like said goodbye to my old one. Bought a brand new account. Bought all the shit again to get Miss Pandaria. And I leveled an Orc Monk from 1 to 90 in 3 days, 59 minutes playtime.
Yeah.
Like, something ridiculous. Like, 3 days, 11 hours, 59
I remember
minutes.
the screenshot.
Yeah, I was posting the screenshots on, like, Facebook and Tumblr. I was like, you still Dragon Slaying, bro? You mad? Like, because everybody was still doing fucking Deathwing. Like,
Yeah.
but no. But yeah, I got the Monk up, and then I made him undead, and then I went Brewmaster, and I, like, loved tanking. It was the first time I'd ever played a tank.
Oh
Because,
yeah, I
like,
love the monk tanking.
Monk tanking is amazing.
So I'm just gonna throw beer everywhere, bow fire, and everything's on me.
I'm gonna throw beer. You're dead. Like, it was fun. And then I got into a guild with you and Carol, and
Yeah,
I
that guild
became
was awesome.
and I became main tank
Yep, for the raid.
for raiding.
And we raid.
Like,
We raid for sure.
we raided.
I feel-
yeah, yeah.
We weren't
feel
great
as
at
though-
it, but we did it.
Yeah.
I feel as though WoW came full circle. Like it started at vanilla, it built up for Burning Crusade, got to Wrath where it
Started to bucket
got
down
all
at the
these
end.
like all these players who demanded loot like this. They changed all the mechanics to get loot very easily. Kata, it fell to the farthest it possibly could. People got bored of its content and came right back to vanilla with Mists of
Yes.
Pandaria, where there's no big bad evil. There's a sense of story from the beginning.
Well, there's the Shaws.
Well, it's the 5.0. It's like there's going to be a story from 5.0 all the way to the end of Mists of Pandaria, and you're going to have to wait that long to get the full story of the expansion.
Mhm.
And, you know, it was like 5.0, you know, people crash landed on Pandaria. Then it went from in 5.1, the actual armies getting there.
Yeah.
5.2, now the people are fighting over the powers of
Yeah.
the land. Like,
Was it 5.3 is Rise of the Thunder King that's coming out?
That was
no,
5.2.
that's 5.2.
Oh, it's 5.2, yeah.
Yeah,
Rise of the
that's
Thunder King.
that's them fighting over the power.
Yeah. Oh, over the power of the Thunder King, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Like,
I just like the Mogu and the Troll story there. It's so cool.
Trolls have always had a great story in WoW.
Yeah.
Like, I have
Troll
to...
lore, amazing. I
Yeah,
love the trolls.
The troll lore is probably one of the best, like, you know, race lores that they have. I mean, humans, like, I've played your story. Orcs, I know your story. Like, that's what Warcraft was all about, you know?
Yeah.
I want to know what happened to Lichvar 4 King, a.k.a. Bolvar 4 Dragon, a.k.a. sitting on the throne, a.k.a. Jailer of the Dead. I want to go back and see what's going on in Northrend. I mean, I definitely want to touch more on some old gods. Because all we saw was Cthulhu and Yogg-Saron.
I think actually they were hinting at something in the future where it's gonna be. Some
I
serious-
hope so.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I would definitely like them to touch more on the old gods because, like, two of them are dead. You know,
Yeah.
I want to know what's like is that showing, you know, the powers of the old gods, that the Denzians, like the of Azeroth, are like a threat now?
Remember
or is it just gonna be like, so you big bad guy?
Chris Method said though something about like he's not really. He even said spoilers. Sargeras.
Well, yeah, he said Sargeras is in the next one,
Yeah.
but like Sargeras is like the.
But imagine how that
ultimate-
leads up to it though. Just imagine what's gonna happen in this expansion to lead up to being Sargeras being the next.
Yeah, because Sargeras is like the
I know, but imagine
the
what has
all-out-
to lead up to that. Something crazy is gonna have to happen.
Something
to lead up
has
to,
to, unless they're just going to end it, because Sargeras is the main bad guy of the entire Warcraft
Chen
story.
Stormstout fucks a dragon. Emerald Dream opens. We all go to hell.
Chen Stormstout fucks a dragon?
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to Lore Walker Cho to tell me about giant turtles for an hour.
I'd rather do all the Lily quests again.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Fuck that.
WoW in a nutshell. Good game. A lot of content, but also a lot of the content that it used to have has been like revamped, sapped, and drained. And
If you
thrown
start
away.
playing it right now, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you just start playing it, and
Yeah.
you haven't
Yeah, don't-
experienced anything before, if your main hasn't been nerfed to where it's like, you don't want to touch it ever again.
Which it will happen, just so
Like-
you know.
Yeah.
If you don't waste honor and justice points on crap because they just completely, like, changed the tier set without you knowing it,
Yeah.
like a month later, then yeah, I mean, if you start playing it now, you'll love it. But
Yeah, don't think we're bashing the game.
Yeah.
It's just...
This is 8 years of criticism.
Yeah,
this is like growing up with a brother, and then it's like you love your brother, but at the same time you really want your brother to just shut up sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
You like my
Also-
brother?
Not your brother.
Fuck you.
Also, especially if you're a new player or even if you're an old player and you haven't read them, go read the novels because
Yes.
they're awesome. And if you have no idea what's going on, they will definitely fill you in. And not only that, you'll enjoy spending however many hours it takes you to read that novel.
Also-
Except for what's his name?
Also, only read Christy Golden.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the other guy,
Rise of the Horde.
the
was
other guy
terrific.
can't spell like
Axe.
it's like axe and burning legion
And fell.
and fell. That's what it is. Fell like fell magic. He can't spell it right. So just do not read his books.
Don't read
His
the,
books suck.
The Jeff Bag or whatever.
There's
his
one
name is.
that's like a K
Jeff
N
Bake
name.
for vocabulary.
Yeah, just basically Christy Golden is the way to go. Remember, go golden.
Yeah,
that's
Christy
basically it.
Golden's books are all fantastic.
Oh, they're
especially,
great.
especially the Arthas book. It's phenomenal. Since we've wrapped up and
Full art.
talked about all of our experiences, which one to you guys is definitely worth paying for?
Wow.
World
Right
of
now.
Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
World
If,
of Warcraft.
if we're talking right now to listeners directly asking, oh, I've never played an MMO. I'd like to get into one.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you WoW just because.
I
mean,
wouldn't.
'Cause
You
all
were
you
just
have-
sitting here telling him that you'd have fun if you did it. So
No,
I'm saying,
but that's
like,
not the one that I would choose, though.
what would you choose?
Guild Wars 2.
Of course you would. Anyways, what we're talking about WoW.
Well, all of them
do
are
it.
good. It's
Hold
just
on, this is a
was
WoW
addicting.
episode. Everything that we said before that was fake.
No, I'm just saying, like, Tom asked, I'm telling him WoW, and I'm telling him the reason why. And then you can talk about Guild Wars, and then they can explain why WoW also. But point being, WoW is because, honestly, from the rest of the industry standpoint, WoW was released before Guild Wars. But the point being is, WoW, it was almost like industry standard. If you actually really think about it in all principle, like, when everyone else plays a game, they're like, oh man, I wonder if it's like WoW. Or like, oh wow,
Yeah,
this is like WoW. Like, you compare it.
It became the thing to beat.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be like it, but everybody wants to
be
be their
themselves.
own unique gem, so to speak.
They want to be like in the sense that they get the money, they have the subscribers, they have the content.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah, they're envious of the
And I think-
subscriber and the content, basically.
Which I'm not saying that it's hard to do. Trust me, you could easily beat WoW, but it's just people aren't doing it. So a lot of companies aren't doing it right.
I think when it comes down to it, when MMO developers actually make an MMO, they want to be kind of like WoW, but kind of be different. But being different is risky because you don't want people to try this thing, hate it, and then just go back to WoW.
Yeah,
So you kind of have to have this balance of where it's familiar, but it's not.
yeah,
That's what I liked about
Yeah.
Rift so much.
yeah,
But for me, definitely, it'd be WoW.
yeah.
One.
Okay, the only reason I say it is because it's almost like you could say like substandard for like an industry.
But Guild
standard
Wars
game.
2 is definitely worth buying as well.
It is. The Guild Wars 2 is, in
It
my
is.
opinion, better than WoW. Yes, but if I were to say to get you into an MMO first one that I recommend buying is at least just get Cataclysm or just get whatever, and
Yeah.
just play the damn game and just try it. Just if you don't like it, then cool. Don't like it, unsub. Cry about it, noob.
Yeah.
But other than that, Guild Wars 2 is out there. You don't have to pay monthly for it, but
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of cool features in that too. But I would just say, like, since you haven't played the first Guild Wars, don't get Guild Wars 2. Get Guild Wars 1. And Guild Wars 1, it's a lot more complicated to figure out if you are familiar with MMOs at all but have never played WoW. it's going to be different because Guild Wars 2's UI and stuff is simple, but at the same time, like, the controls are weird to me.
Yeah.
And it took me some time to pick up, but that's also coming from WoW, which was also other MMOs too, like Star Wars Galaxies. I mean, it was no big deal. I eventually got used to it. But Guild Wars 2 is actually really fun.
Yeah.
You can... Guild Wars 2, you want to talk about it? And why
That's
you
it.
want to...
You covered it.
Oh.
You did it for me.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I was...
All right.
I was giving you a spot. I was...
No,
So now,
you're good.
Fucking
we got our
shit,
main
man.
topic. We got our main topic out the way, so we have only 2 host topics this week since, a big portion of this podcast is going to be just MMO and WoW and stuff like that. So, Cody, start off with your host topic this week.
Well, it's not related to video games, just so everybody knows. So if you like video games, ignore me. Okay. Basically, so I was playing some video games, and I was thinking about how to, everybody has their gamer tag and everything, and it's more of a persistent identity. Like, you like to use TurboCat for as much things as you can. You like
Master
to use
Chief Pones XXX.
and whoever uses that gamer tag needs to probably become a hero.
Needs to
Anyway.
pass the spelling test.
But basically, I was just kind of getting to the point of, we like to keep these persistent identities, but we create them for ourselves, And it's not so much necessarily an alternate version of ourselves, but like another facet. Like you look at a person, you don't necessarily get to see all of their facets. Like when I look at you, I don't think of Sean the son, or Sean the brother. I think of like Sean Mitchell, my friend.
Yeah.
And so with things like Facebook or Google Plus, God forbid anyone actually use Google Plus, but
I have one.
I have one too, but that doesn't mean that I use it. But they have this terrible, persistent identity. Actually, Google Plus is a good example because after Google created the Google Plus API, they were like, okay, you have to have a real name to be able to create an account.
Yeah.
And so if we wanted to, say, create a personal account for RetroMashers, we can't.
Well, you could. RetroMashers.
No, you can't.
No, it's real.
No, I've submitted the name change.
Changed my
and
legal
they
name to
won't-
RetroMashers.
They won't allow it. And so it's just... You have this kind of forced, persistent identity of, I am Cody Gilbert, all over the web. Which, by the way, that's my name. Congratulations. I just let you guys know and completely
Congratulations.
defeat the point of this.
Cody
whole
Gilbert
thing.
2012.
And so it's just, you keep,
2013, what?
between all these different social networks, between Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, you're encouraged to put all of your real information out there.
Yeah.
So it's strange for someone like me who really grew up on the internet, and especially someone who grew up on 4chan and
and knows what the
something
internet can
awful, something awful, and
Oh, I'm desensitized. You could show me a horse shitting on a dead man's open skull, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. I
But
probably saw it
my
when I
main
was
point is
7.
the anonymity, and it's not necessarily that I like anonymity so much. It's just that I like options.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just I'm not given a chance. I've reserved the name Dreambow Uniforce on Facebook just in case I ever want to have a name that's not my own.
Yeah.
But they won't let me change my name ever again. It's in a drop-down menu. And Opeth Winfrey, I have that as well. But, I mean, what I'm really getting at is it's kind of like we're losing a sense of ourselves and how we socialize with people, whereas I was fine socializing before when I was on, Something Awful and 4chan
The
and
Hell
Albino
Forums.
Black Sheep and shit. Yeah, and Hell, Odd.
Yeah.
This is an odd website.
Yeah.
E-Bombs World.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm really sad with the way that the internet is going, and how we socialize with one another, and how we communicate through memes. Memes were so much more.
I was gonna say, Moot gave a talk at TED.
And he also did one at the Web 2.0 Summit.
Yeah, and about how I
posted that to Facebook.
Anonymity and stuff.
Anonymity
is going the way of the dinosaur.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of websites are asking for
I have it on my netbook.
Websites are asking for all this personal information, and we're just giving it out.
Dude, I gotta watch that speech now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll check it out later.
His TED Talk was really good. I thought it deserved more praise than it got,
Yeah. And he brought up a really good point is that, I'm kind of branching off right now, but it's just kind of watching how the internet has changed.
Yeah.
He brought up a meme that I hadn't thought about in so long.
Which one? The
Power Book.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy crap, because if I were to bring that up to somebody right now, they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know.
I have no idea what it is.
You don't
Exactly.
know what a Power Book is?
Okay, basically on Something Awful, there was this guy, Jeff, right? And his friend was trying to sell a Power Book for him. and his friend was trying to have his power book sold through Jeff. So he put it on eBay. This guy called from the UK. Really sketchy email. Said that he wanted to use like an escrow service, which is like a foreign exchange money handler, but it's a third party. And so it was really obvious that the guy was scamming, right?
Yeah.
And so on the whim, the hope that this guy was definitely scamming, they took a white binder and then super glued like old IBM like selectric keys to the inside.
I love it.
And then took the Windows key and then like scratched it out and did like an Apple command symbol. Drew the desktop on the inside and then put "This is real" in the corner. And the top had like a shittily drawn Apple logo with "Power Book" on the front of it. And so the guy never actually did send the money. And then, but this is how great the internet used to be. They were filming the guy getting the package.
Yeah.
As he went to go retrieve it. So it was like confirmed like he got it for sure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just kind of really sucks. And you don't have the freedom to be a huge asshole online anymore. Not that I love being an asshole. It's just by having this giant persistent identity like looming over my head.
Just real quick.
A lot of it has
real
to
quick,
do...
So, I'm kind of done there. So.
Real quick on a note on that, though, it's like funny that like now we can't even do that alone, but they're still trying to push laws to censor even more on the internet. So it's like, how far is it going to go to where basically no one's actually ever going to speak on the internet except for just public media, and that's it. And I feel that's what it's eventually going to lead to, is where only public figures and only people that work for media can actually publish or do anything on the internet. The rest is just using for like information only reading.
Yeah.
That's why
I really feel like that's all it's eventually going to become, because like you're saying, anonymity, it's like it's become, it's slowly disappearing, but then on top of it, since that's disappearing also, they want to start fucking punishing people more, and they want to actually start blocking more shit and censoring a lot more on the internet and covering up a lot more and making illegal access to a lot of things and trying to cover up a lot of shit. When we already had it to begin with, why change it? It wasn't really causing anyone any harm, so get over it.
A lot of it has to do with where we live. That's why we need to go to a different planet.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let's just shut down that.
Okay, speaking of different worlds, what did you want to talk about?
I don't even remember what my host topic was.
Wasn't it the shake?
The Harlem Shake?
Oh, was it that?
Yeah, I think it was.
It was. That's what was written
So
down.
if you guys haven't been on YouTube in the last, like...
I definitely had no idea what
5
this was.
minutes.
5 minutes.
No, I haven't. I literally did not know what this was until yesterday, so don't feel bad, listeners.
The Harlem Shake is basically a song that was released, and then a lot of people just decided to make videos to the song of like crazy shit. Just go to YouTube and search Harlem Shake. I think one of the
for hours.
I think one of the best ones is the UGA swim team underwater. There's literally a dude on a bicycle. It's really good. Just go to it's. I don't know. I want to say it's like the new Gangnam Style, but it's not Gangnam Style.
It's not nearly as good.
It's not nearly as good as Gangnam Style, but it's blowing up like a lot faster than Gangnam Style did.
But this definitely ties into the whole meme thing where it's like one person did the Harlem Shake, and then it just kind of the bandwagon effect. Everybody jumps on, starts making one, and then it becomes old.
We recorded one tonight.
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
Well, no, definitely. It just seems like the bandwagon effect for like things like this, like Gangnam Style,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't want to be one of those people that necessarily just goes out of my way to be like, fuck this, because everybody's into it. I just want to kind of
Go with the flow.
go with the flow and just be like, you know what, enjoy it. Like, don't be mad about it.
I hate trends almost as much as I hate myself.
I hope so.
I do.
Well, no, I think that wraps up everything that we had this week. Next week, like I said, free-to-play MMOs, we'll have a lot more on that.
Yeah, because unfortunately there's a lot more to talk
We're
about.
going to definitely narrow down a lot of free-to-play ones.
Yep.
So if we don't talk about your favorite, don't get mad.
Yeah, don't get
Don't get sore ass.
Tweet at us on Twitter at RetroMashers and let us know what MMOs free-to-play that you want us to talk about.
Or that you have played or have experienced.
Yeah, or
with.
that you have,
You've touched.
you've gone along with just as much as we've gone along with our other games. Also, tweet at us if there's any like pay-to-play MMOs out there that are so kind of indie underground that we really hadn't talked about that you think we should have touched on that you think is important.
Like Age of Conan.
Which was pay to play, but now it's free to play.
Like Ragnarok Online,
That's next week.
Yeah.
which was
Yeah, that's all next week's shit, you guys. God.
So anyway,
No, our YouTube channel, we started a series just this past Friday, Journey.
Yeah.
Just me and you playing Journey. We got all of that recorded, and that's coming at you slowly.
It's gonna be good.
Coming
You
at
guys
you
haven't seen Journey. It's
in
great.
your face.
We'll talk about it later.
I'd also like to plug the Minecraft server that we've been playing on.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Plug windsofwinter.net, Valor Mortis. Say hi to Queen Mew.
Hi Mune. Hi Ed. Hi Shavesli.
But definitely, it's a Minecraft server. It's basically a Minecraft server where we build things in Westeros.
Join houses, fight in wars and tournaments, and
Game of Thrones. If you haven't seen it, where
Built
were you?
with blocks that look like real objects.
But no, definitely something to check out if you play Minecraft. But yeah, time to sign off.
signing off. We'll start over there. Cody, sign off.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 And here's footage of Joffrey.
Thanks for listening and getting dunked with us. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Tumblr. Email us over at RetroMashers@gmail.com. Nerds.